So I get asked a lot about business, audio business, how to start a company, how to kind of make a success of things in audio. So it kind of led me on to this question, which is, if I've got one tip that I can give someone that will highly benefit them if they're looking at going down this route, starting a business in audio, or in general, any business really. But starting a business in audio, starting to kind of even like a mixing and mastering service, I don't know, a sample pack shop, anything that you're thinking of doing, this is one tip that umbrellas all of it. And it is, don't go at it alone. Don't try and do it just you. Because look, when we started this business, and I say we because there's two of us, there's me and there's Nick. We're both 50-50, both directors of the company. We both built this company from the ground up, from nothing. It was an idea. We built it up. I think we're now coming up to next month 11 years in. And, you know, we had a lot of success because of one thing. And that is because we did it together, right? There's two of us at it and you pull off each other's strengths. So Nick's got strengths, Nick's got weaknesses. I've got strengths, I've got weaknesses. Now, the way, like we've worked together on many things. Like we've worked together since we were like 18, and we've always done things together. We're cousins, so we've always known each other. We've grown up together. We know each other very, very well, and finding that person that you want to go and do a business in audio with, it's difficult, and it's not easy to find someone that's, you know, on your same wavelength, has your same drive, has your same vision. It is quite difficult to find, but when you do find that person, work with them, and start a project with them, because you will benefit each other. Right, for instance, Nick, when he was 21, I think, he went to university and he done a web development course, and because you know, he saw that the internet was going to be a big thing, so he wanted to learn web design and things like that. So he's able to build our website. I do all the glossy, like, front of it, what you see. He does all the back end. Having someone like that on board, where Nick's building the back end, I'm building the front end, you're both putting 50-50 input into it, but you're not just doing everything yourself. Like, Nick's brilliant at coding. He can code plugins, he can code contact samplers, he can code websites. Brilliant at coding. I'm not. I do not have that mentality of, I can't do that sort of thing. I can't spend long enough to concentrate on that aspect of it. And it is this thing of, he's great at that, I'm great at this, and you bring them both together and you do 50-50, and it's brilliant, and it really does work. And it's such an overlooked thing, and everybody thinks you've got to go at it yourself and it's got to be just you. But it's the same with, like, the mixing and the mastering. Like, I have a mixing and mastering room here. I deal with all the mixing. Nick just does mastering. So Nick's mastering engineer solely. So he's just taking care of the mastering. We're not trying to both do mixing. We're not trying to both, you know, we are both doing mastering, but Nick is solely just mastering. So it's very much with the administration, that it is this thing of, he's great at one thing, I'm great at another thing. You bring them both together and you have that yin and yang. And I always talk about this with Nick. He's like, you know, where he's great, I lack. Where I'm great, he lacks. He doesn't like going on camera doing all these sorts of videos. It's something that I've learned to do. It's something that I don't mind doing. And, you know, I know how much it benefits the business. Whereas he doesn't want to do that. So if it was just me on my own, or let's say if it was just Nick on his own, Nick's not necessarily, Nick's the less outspoken person. Nick's not, doesn't want to be the kind of, like, let's say, the face of the company kind of thing. In the same way that I'm more open, I'm more kind of, I'm more agreeable to put myself out there. Whereas Nick's not like that. So if Nick was just running the company on his own and doing it all by himself, he'd be locked in a room mastering all day, and we'd lose that aspect of the all these sorts of videos. And you know how much these sorts of videos kind of benefit both myself and they benefit people watching. So we would lose that. And there's certain things where if it was just me, we wouldn't have like a really kind of nice, well worked website, things like that. We wouldn't have this e-commerce store, and we wouldn't have. There's certain things that when I have an idea, I'll go to Nick and I'll bounce the idea off of him. And sometimes he's the voice of reason. You know, he says, you know, maybe not. It's not a great idea. And I'll kick back. I'll push back on that and go, yeah, I think it's a good idea. And then when we start talking about it, it's like, all right, yeah, you are right. That's not a good idea. Let's not do that. So having someone that you can bounce ideas off and you can brainstorm together, because there's times when I've gone to Nick with a good idea and he's gone, yeah, that's a good idea. What about if we did it? Oh, I didn't think of that. And there's things like that. And you really can work so much better when you're working with someone. And this doesn't just apply for audio. It also applies for every other industry, if whatever you want to do. But also as well is, you know, being a mix and a mastering engineer, you lock yourself in a room. It's, you know, it's I'm going to say it's lonely. It's not lonely, but you can lock yourself away for a long period of time. Having someone you're working with, you know, even just going down the other end of the building and just kind of having a chat about certain things, going into history, chatting, and it breaks up the day in the sense that you've got someone else who's there who you can talk to. You know, there's someone else inside the business where, you know, it's not just all on your shoulders. It's not just you that's got to deal with everything. It's very much a 50-50 thing. And I really, really can't stress this enough, how much better our business is just because there's two of us. All right, you've got to share half the money. You know, half the money goes 50-50. You know, you could take everything, but trust me, you will not be as good as if you are working with someone. And if you watch any videos of any millionaires, billionaires, people who are successful in business, if you watch anything, they have a team around them of trusted people. You know, they're not doing this on their own. They might look like they're on their own, but trust me, they're not. They've got people around them. They've got business partners. They've got people that they're working with, and they work very closely with those. It's very, very important. And, you know, I know myself, this company would not be as successful as it is if I was doing it on my own. Nick knows as well, it would not be as successful as it is if he was doing it on his own. So, you know, I really do feel that having a good 50-50 business, you've got to both do an equal amount of work. Otherwise you start resenting that other person. It's like you're taking 50%, but you're not doing nothing. You know, so you've really got to select this person that you want to work with, and you'll know. And businesses will fail if you select the wrong person, because they just won't put the work in, and you'll be doing all the work, and then it's like it creates a rift. So that's why for me it was very beneficial to work with my cousin, and who we both have a proven track record working together prior to Audio Animals. So yeah, really, that's one big piece of advice I would give anyone who's thinking of going into business of any sector. Work with someone, work closely with someone, because they're going to help massively. It's not going to be just you, and everything's on your shoulders. When things are going bad, it's all on you. When things are going good, it's all on you, which is great. But if you've got the both of you, it's shared between you, right? You don't have to just take it all on yourself. And trust me, I know myself that this company wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for the both of us.